At work, an older man often wandered over to my desk to access the filing cabinets directly behind me. He wore a signet ring on his finger and spoke calmly. "Seen any Hollywood hunks lately?" he said the next day, and then chuckled, letting me know he was tuned into the show also. I repeatedly imagined that he might suddenly grip my tiny throat and crush it. That night in bed I couldn't decide if I was angry or worried. Angry or worried. That about summed it up. If this whole thing was outside of me, I was angry. But if it wasn't, I was truly crazy and should be worried. Maybe I was still in some sort of therapy. It was a brave moment and I took it on. I tried calling my therapist. She no longer worked at the clinic, but they gave me a number to contact her. "I need access to my case files," I said when I had her on the line. "What's your interest in their release?" she asked calmly. "I want to know the exact nature of your counselling practice. I still believe that you or someone you might know is following me." "No," she said. "I swear at no time did I ever follow you or think of doing such a thing. I have never followed any of my clients, or do I care to know where they live. I'm sorry you think I'd behave in such an unprofessional manner. I will have the clinic send you the notes by mail," she said. "Please do not contact me again." It is a beautiful horse with a velvety ash coat. I am outside my house and somebody has placed the reins in my hands and people look on, waiting for me to mount. The horse rears up once more before standing still. I am about to get on. A few weeks later in class, we were watching a film, and the film looked exactly like the scenario in my dream. It was all too close, and I walked out of the class. It was too late to officially withdraw from classes, so I just stopped going. That night I walked back home, past each car as it sped along beside the footpath. Maybe I should throw myself in front of one. The light was slowly dimming. I was no longer wandering around in the dark, just simply sinking. The only way to survive it was by being distracted by the immediate task ahead, to live in a moment of no history and no future, to hurriedly return emails and make phone calls and accept invitations to get out of the house. But the relentlessness of the voice continued. I was in the office entering data when a news break came over the radio. Ken's ex-girlfriend had just been killed in a car accident. My show was about to be axed. I saw imminent death everywhere. That same day in the news was a special announcement that a major science experiment was out of control and needed to be destroyed. The boys in the office spoke overly loud about getting rid of her and someone's got to do it soon. The lady by the photocopier said, "She can't get away, there's nowhere for her to go." In my lecture at university, the professor said, "She has to die, clearly, but how they decide to do it is anyone's guess." Like a muscle pulling down to suffocate me, the massive network of people who had joined the audience weren't just gambling, the game was fixed. When I walked into my bedroom, a dark smudge on the wall moved and caught my eye. It was a large black tarantula, about the size of my palm, on the wall above my head. As I tried to get rid of it, I saw another on the wall down near the bed. I went to get a broom, and when I returned I spotted more and more spiders over the walls of my room. "They probably came in through the open window," I said flippantly, describing it later in the kitchen to my housemate, trying not to sound worried, or that I thought it might be a deliberate stunt to scare me. I had ignored my fears to defy the voices telling me I wasn't brave enough. Seeing this end was what I clung to, quietly, with white knuckles.